What's going on, guys? I wanted to come on here and share a little story with you guys, something that happened this morning, and why it's so important to have your own masculine identity, and why you should always take care of people and always treat people well and become a trusting and capable man. Okay? I know you see a lot of metrics online thinking that you need to have a certain amount of money, or you need to have a certain amount of status to be a man. And if you don't have that, then you're not a man. Well, that's bullshit. You obviously need to have financial stability, you need to have your shit together, and you need to have your life in order. But don't ever think for a second that masculine identity is defined by those things. It's not. Okay, you can have all of those things before you have money and before you have status and all that. Okay? So this morning I get a text from one of my clients. She's a single mom, and she texted me and she was really panicked because her tire went flat. I don't know if it happened last night. I think it happened last night, but she was all panicked because she didn't know what to do. So she texted me early this morning and said, "Do you know how to change a tire?" And I said, "Of course." So she told me a few other things, and then she said, "I'm sorry for reaching out so early. You were the first man that I thought of." Now, she probably has a lot of men that she knows in her life, and she probably could have reached out to them. But I felt like she reached out to me because she knew that, one, I probably knew how to do it. Obviously, she knows me pretty well. And two, she could trust that I was going to do a good job and that, I was going to help take care of the situation. And honestly, that's really what people want, like, forget about all the other stuff, like forget about the value you bring as far as money-wise and status and all that. Just worry about the fact that you can help people by just simply being there for them and just telling them that everything's going to be okay and just handling the situation. Okay? And that's just kind of how I've always been, is I've always been one to take care of a situation. Maybe that's just how I was raised with my dad, but we always like to take care of people. So when I got that text this morning, I that's the first thing that went through my mind. And I was like, wow, I guess out of everybody, she probably just couldn't think of anybody that she could trust more than me. I mean, I literally responded within 2 minutes because that's just who I am. So the point I'm trying to make is that who you are as a man is the only thing that matters in life. Just remember that. Okay, who you are at your true core is the only thing that matters. Okay, nothing else matters. If you stripped away the money and all the other bullshit, it doesn't matter. Okay, the only thing that matters is who you are inside, on the inside. Okay, and people see it. And trust me, this is why dating is so fucked up right now, is because there's so many guys that think that they need to have a certain amount of money or a certain amount of status to get women. And they're absolutely right, because there's going to be a lot of women that are attracted to that. But the thing that you have to understand is that a lot of women are trying to feel secured, and they're trying to feel like they have a connection with this person that's not monetary, that's not having to do with any other metric. Okay, most guys don't have an internal masculine identity. They just do what everybody else is doing. They focus on the external metrics. They focus on all the other things that don't matter, and they forget about the one thing that does matter, which is who you are as a person. And I just can't tell you how many times I've seen this. I hear guys say things like, I'm that guy. Well, if you were that guy, why do you have to keep saying it? Why do you have to keep saying, I'm that guy, I'm just that guy? No, you're not. Because if you were that guy, people would know it. People would feel it. People would say it. You wouldn't have to say anything. And you know what? If you believe that, then fine, more power to you. But the way I look at life is I feel like you need to show people how good you are. Okay, my dad has a saying, if you're any good, people will notice. And he's absolutely right. He's been saying that to me my whole life. If you're any good, people will notice. And people will notice when you're that guy. Okay, you don't need to shout it from the rooftops. You don't need to tell everybody what you're doing. See, that's the problem, is most people think that by saying it out loud, like for example, like if I'm going to post content, if I were to say, guys, I'm going to post content for the next 100 days. And then I start posting content, and then the only thing that I have to fall back on is the fact that I did this 100-day challenge. Like, why don't you just do it? Like, literally just do it. Okay? Don't talk about it. Don't sit there and act like you're gonna do it or it's big things are coming. Just make the big things happen and just do the thing and just make it happen and let people watch. If you're any good, people will notice. That couldn't be more true. Just let people watch and just be the best version of yourself. Okay, become that person that does what they say they're going to do. But don't talk about it. Don't say that you're going to do it and then maybe you fall off and you don't end up doing it. Actually do it. Okay? I didn't tell anybody that I was going to start posting content. I told a few people. I told like 3 people. And that's it. I didn't announce it to the world. I didn't go on my Facebook and start sharing it. I just started doing it because I knew that if I started talking about it, as soon as you start talking about something like this, automatically your brain signals that it's almost like an external validation. Like you're trying to get external validation. You're trying to get people to support you and encourage you. And it's like I talked about yesterday. It's like you don't need people to tell you you're doing great. You need to believe that you're doing great. You need to believe it internally. You need to actually think, I am doing a good job. This is what I need to do. This is my purpose. This is who I was meant to be. And until you get that figured out, you're going to struggle and struggle and struggle because it doesn't matter. You can throw money at the problem. You can throw women at the problem. You can throw status at the problem. You can throw a lifestyle at the problem. But until you fix the internal core, you're never going to fully feel aligned with what you're doing. You're never going to feel like you have true masculine identity. And that's the most important thing to me. That's something that I live by. Because if you took everything away from me right now, I would still be the same person. Because I have true masculine identity. And I understand exactly what I need to do and exactly where I want to go and exactly how I'm going to get there. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm just saying that, I've accepted that it's all on me. And as soon as you accept that you have to take responsibility for your own actions and for who you are as a person, you can't blame anybody else. You can't blame your past. You can't blame, what happened to you when you were younger. You can't blame any of that. You have to accept that everything is your responsibility. Every failed relationship, every failed friendship, every failed business, everything, every financial struggle, it all comes down to you. It all falls back on you. Nobody else. Nothing else. You can't blame your external problems for who you are. You just have to accept them and take responsibility. And trust me when I tell you, you become more grounded and you become somebody that people can trust and that people can count on because you're somebody that people know has been through shit and that has seen life for what it is. So they can count on you. So like when my client texted me this morning, I was like, no problem. I'll take care of it. Like, I want to help people out. Like, I want to be able to be there for people, whoever it is, like my brothers, my dad, my girlfriend, whoever it is. I want to be able to help people and I want to be able to be the person that people can count on. I see a lot of people in the coaching space, a lot of coaches that they don't understand their client. They don't understand why their client is not getting results. And I can tell you why. It's because they focus too much on their weaknesses instead of on their strengths. You want to make people feel like they're doing a good job. Like you want to actually make people feel like they're doing the right thing. If you focus on their weaknesses, all they're going to do is they're going to come back and they're going to think they're a piece of shit. You want to focus on the things that they have going for them and then build on that. Okay? Look at NBA coaches. They don't put somebody like Shaq in you know, they don't put somebody like Shaq as like a point guard, like a 3-point shooter. Like they have him playing defense. They have him blocking. Okay, because those are his strengths. Whenever he misses a free throw, they don't say, "You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit." Like, no, they don't do that. You know why? Because they know that that's not his strength. So what? So what? So what? Move on. So the point I'm trying to make is that there's so many guys out there that are struggling right now. And I just want you to understand that when you can fully accept yourself and you can step into your true masculine identity and become who you were truly meant to be, that's when your entire life changes. That's when you stop worrying about what people think. You stop seeking external validation, and you stop worrying about all the metrics. You stop worrying about all the bullshit, all the external, and you start focusing only on the internal and only what you can control and only what's going to make you feel like you're successful. Because I can promise you that you can be successful in business and you can be successful in social media and you can be successful in all these things, but if you don't have this figured out, you're going to feel so empty inside and none of it's going to matter. People can tell you you're doing great. People can tell you you're the greatest thing in the world, but if you don't fully accept yourself, then you're never going to feel like you've accomplished anything. So it's really important that you guys understand this. I want you guys to become somebody that people can take you serious. Like I want people to see you and I want them to respect you, because that's all every man wants is respect. Obviously you want to have status and you want to have respect and you want to be able to have good relationships and you want to have a good life. But the only way you can do that is if you step into your true masculine core. So become somebody that people know and people trust and people can count on, people can depend on. Become a dependable person. Like I know for me personally, when people pick up the phone, they know they can count on me. They know that I'm going to answer no matter what. And I try to be there for everybody. I really do, including my clients. I try to help my clients as much as I can. I try to do extra for my clients because I just want to see the best for people. I just want people to feel like they matter in the world. You know, because I've been treated so poorly by so many people in life. And I'm not saying it's like poor me or anything like that. I'm saying that I don't want anybody to feel that way. Okay, I want people to feel like they're respected and I want them to be treated the way that I'd like to be treated. Okay, and I don't care what anybody else does. I don't care what anybody else says. That's how I'm going to live my life and that's how I'm going to treat other people. So that's all I got for you guys, but I just wanted to share that. Always treat people well and always make sure you take care of people. Even if it's a little bit of an inconvenience for you, just remember that what goes around comes around, and I truly believe that. And I don't think that we've lost that. I really do. I really feel like as long as you take care of people, people will take care of you in return. So just remember that. See you guys later.